Hanabiya with Hot Topic, their new mini album EP. I gotta be honest, we're here to check out the last track, which is only a minute and 39. And considering it's called Theme of Hanabiya and Chan, I'm assuming that it might be some kind of. They do sometimes put funny little, slightly comical, abnormal songs at the end of their releases. I don't know what to expect, but I have to be honest. Having heard all four tracks on this, now admittedly I heard these three, track 1, 2, and 4, when they actually came out. But now having heard Tokimeki About You, which I really enjoyed, this is good. This is a pretty strong contender. When I do the 8th annual awards at the end of 2026, this is a strong contender for one of my favourite releases. This is really good. I really have enjoyed this. As I mentioned, Iconic is just, brilliant the way it mixes EDM in a really catchy way with the heaviness. Spicy Queen is just, the heaviness all out. Turn it up to 11 that I think a lot of Hanabiya fans want and that you kind of essentially need. Tokimeki About You adds this really funky kind of semi-rap vibe, but with the craziness thrown at the end and some brilliant sound production. Girls Talk, I enjoyed that I think a lot more than most other people seem to. I think it adds a different side of Hanabiya, but still quintessentially sounds like Hanabiya. So no idea what to expect from the last minute and 39 seconds of this album. But boy, oh boy, I really enjoyed this. I think I've expressed before the reason why I love Hanabiya is because, so many other bands in this space, I'm not a big fan of scream bands a lot of the time. There's some that I like, I like things like Passcode. I've liked a lot of recent Nemophila. But Hanabiya is just the way that everything is justified by Matsuri's amazing songwriting. Every change, every bit of heaviness, it feels like it's a payoff for something. It feels like it's built up to. It feels like every bit of the song justifies itself. I just love the way they write their songs. So I have no idea what to expect from this, whether it's going to be a serious song or if it's going to be manic. It said 1 minute 39 down below, but now the play bar is saying 1 minute 38. I've had a second robbed from me. Let's check it out. Let's see how this album ends. Either way, this has been great, but let's see what they've thrown on the end. I have no idea what to expect. I shouldn't be drinking this because I'm suddenly going to hear Yukino scream, aren't I? And it's going to make me drop my coffee on myself. Let's go.
みんな、花ビーンちゃんの歌始まるよ。
I'm loving that MIDI sound.
せーのでお手手をパチパチせーのでイエーイお目目がキラキラせーので大きな声でせーので春も秋も
It's so cute. When's it gonna change?
花も喉も温めていこう一緒に鼻水吹いてパチリ
Oh, it's perfect. Oh, key change. I love how random this is. That audience was properly aggressive. I feel like the audience aggression there was making up for just how sweet Yukino was being. See, now I've got to do it. I've got to look up Hanabiya-chan. See, this that actually sounded like that was a proper character thing. So I got to see if Hanabiya-chan is a thing. Okay, let's have a look. So I'm not super in on all of the band mythos and stuff. But here we go. Hanabiya-chan is the theme song for the unofficial character of the Japanese metalcore Hanabiya, featured on blah, 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 blah. This track is described as a fun, peppy, wild card song that serves as a unique, light-hearted pivot from the band's typical heavy sound. It represents the playful side of groups Hanabiya's persona, as explained by bassist Hetsu, who hints at a potential second installment based on listener perception, including, according to this Bandwagon article. Okay, thank you to Bandwagon. It was clearly this it was taken from, so if you want to read more, then go check them out. Shouldn't let AI steal views from actual articles. But yeah, cool. All right, so that up. Give him a little bit of credit for that. All right, so yeah, to me that's All right, so go. I won't spoil the whole thing, but go give Bandwagon a little look for that. So yeah, in my opinion, I wouldn't say it's totally left turn. Like I've mentioned before, they have done these little bizarre tracks at the end of their releases before, and I've got zero problem with that. I actually really like that. I think it's kind of a fun thing to do. I mean, from one perspective, you could say, okay, we're only getting 5 songs, and so, you know, if we're only getting 5 songs, it kind of feels sad if one of them isn't like a normal Hanabiya song. I would say the opposite. I would say that, to me, as I mentioned previously, one of the things that makes Hanabiya is that they're as much about the surprises as anything else, and we've got 4 rock solid, amazing songs on this release already. So, yeah, do you know what? I feel there's not enough bands out there who go, let's throw in a wildcard song. I feel like almost every album should have a wildcard song, and it doesn't mean it has to be something silly fun. It could be something like, you know, your rock band, throw in a ballad, like Trident did with You on the Ducks album. Throw in a ballad. Do it. You know, just do something unusual. If your album is all in one tone, well, I'm not saying this one was, but if your album is all in one tone, throw in something odd. And yeah, for me, I love this. I love the fact it's put at the end as a nice little final thing to wrap things up, but you still get that Hanabiya charm. You know, it's obviously very different, but it doesn't lack. It still feels like a Hanabiya song in the most bizarre way because their personalities come through. You can hear both Yukina and Matsuri's input in this. Okay, maybe it doesn't have the usual full instrumental of the band, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were all there tapping away at keyboards in their own way. This to me is a charming way to finish. Plus, I've got to be honest, as I've been kind of alluding to throughout, because it was 139, I think I knew, and given the name of the song, I think it was pretty clear that something unusual was going to happen here. Sorry, there was an alarm. When I did the last reaction, there was an alarm going off outside. It's going out again. I'm going to have to go check what's going on in a minute. But yeah, honestly, this was just an absolute joy. Because it was so silly, it was so fun, but it was very much theirs. I want to see a picture of Hanabi En-chan, though. Let me have one more look, see if I can find a picture of Hanabi En-chan, because if I can't, then I'm going to need you guys to have a little look and find Hanabi En-chan for me, because I'm struggling to find Hanabi En-chan. Doing a little image search, not seeing anything. Again, I'm being a little bit careful because, you know, when you do image searches, sometimes you get AI stuff and all that slop. So just trying to keep that off the screen. But yeah, no, I didn't see anything after a Google image search. So guys, let me know if there is an image of Hanabi En-chan that I haven't come across, then let me know. Often when I'm checking out the music, I don't have a chance to like get as far into all of the fan stuff. And so sometimes I miss things like this. So really be interested to check that out. Anyway, final thoughts. I've got to be honest, this, as I mentioned, this is already a high runner for my straight up album of the year. Well, is it going to be number 1? That's always hard to judge. And it's only a 5 track, so it might be a bit difficult to give it a number 1, but it's definitely, guys, can't see. I'd be very impressed if 2026 manages to not have this on the top 10. It's kind of given me everything that I wanted from Hanabiya. It's given me that sense of variation. It still manages to be as heavy as they ever are in any other places. You know, I mean, sometimes when I really like something by a metal band, because I don't naturally gravitate so much towards the scream vocals. I like a lot of stuff with scream vocals, but it's not my normal place that I head towards when I go to the music that I really enjoy. So sometimes when people listen to my reviews of things like Hanabiya, they think, oh, Howard just likes the stuff that isn't as heavy. That's not true. I just like contrast, which is one of the reasons why I prefer Hanabiya to so many other metal bands. Harajuku, but you know what I mean. In this particular case, I would say that this album, therefore, manages to be as heavy as anything else when it wants to be. You know, when you look at stuff like Spicy Queen, look at the ending of Iconic, even little bits of Tokimeki About You, like the ending where that goes high energy. It does that, but it's all used sparingly, and there's so many other ideas in there. This feels like a song that when it wants to punch, it punches, but it fills in the spaces between those punches with just so much colour that builds you up to those great moments. Each song has a totally different vibe. And yeah, to me, this is just the perfect execution of a mini album. There's so much on here, which is so well executed. I mean, without just going through each of the individual songs again and just pointing out why I liked each one of them individually, it's kind of hard to express. But these songs, there's a collection of songs here that come together over a fair while. You know, Girls Talk did come out quite a long time ago. But I don't care. I think this is brilliant. I think this is really well executed. I really enjoyed this. Hot Topic is definitely a solid recommend from me. Can't wait to hear more. And I think this mini album format seems to work for them as well. I've been a big fan of the recent culture of mini albums. Now, I've always liked full length albums, don't get me wrong, but I think we live in obviously a much fast paced culture. And I think the biggest thing that we could risk in like the more fast paced entertainment culture now is the risk of losing albums at all and just having every song come out as a single. I think that would be tragic because each like album gives you a chance to have experiments, have songs that aren't necessarily going to be singles, have something that has a bit of a narrative as well, you know, because songs can be great on their own, but I'm an album listener, always has been. I like to put on rather than just putting on some playlist I make myself, which can sometimes be fun, I like to put something on and listen to it from it cover to cover, so you can kind of hear like an era in a band's existence, even if they just put out like one mini album like every 9 months, or even if it's just once every year. It's like that's where they were in that space in their career, and you get to hear that as a little mini narrative, you know, rather than just listening to one song and going, oh, I like that song's catchy. You can sit down and listen to something like this where it's like 15 minutes worth of entertainment, and for 15 minutes you really get to get a full rounded view of where a band was in one era, from their heaviest to their lightest, from their most playful to their most serious. And so yeah, for me, I think this format works well for Hanabiya, because they managed to pack so much into 15 minutes. I think they pack more into a 15-minute mini album than many other bands would pack into a 1 hour full-length album. So this was superb. I really enjoyed this. Really, I can't say enough about it. Really enjoyed it. Can't wait to talk about them more. Can't wait to hear more. But for now, I will definitely be giving Hot Topic many repeat listens because this is great. There you go. I'm not saying anything interesting anymore. I'll just keep on like repeating that it's awesome. But get in the comments, say what you think, and until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these. For now, ciao, ciao.